Welcome back from the ad break. Now, this is our last segment for this lesson, and we are going to look at the summary of what our concept map had. So the first thing that we tackled for this lesson was respiration definition and explanation. We then look at the requirements for respiration. We then moved on to the products of respiration, and then we spoke about the importance of respiration in all living organisms. And the last thing that we looked at was the chemical equation for respiration. We were also introduced to new terms. We spoke about the fact that there's a cell, and this is the smallest structure, which is microscopic, that can live on its own, and it is also making up all living structures such as organs and organisms. So basically, we said the cell was the basic unit of life. We were then introduced to the term respiration, where the process in cells where sugars are broken down to release energy that we need to go about our lives. And our last term that we were introduced to during this lesson was the mitochondria. This is a structure that is found in animals and plant cells, which is responsible for generating energy that is needed for all life processes to take place. So these were the three new terms that we were introduced to during this lesson. Now we are going to move on to the common errors, which is the mistakes that learners normally make when dealing with this topic. So often learners make the mistake of confusing the requirements of respiration with the requirements of photosynthesis. So it is important to remember that for photosynthesis, the requirements are sunlight and carbon dioxide. And then, it's sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water. Whereas the requirements for respiration are oxygen and glucose. So it is important not to confuse the two. In addition to that, learners confuse the purpose of oxygen and that of respiration. So respiration allows plants to make their own food, whereas respiration, plants and animals use oxygen to break down glucose to release energy to perform tasks. So photosynthesis, plants make their own food, so it's only found in plant cells. Whereas respiration, it is found in a mitochondria, which is found in both animal and plant cell, and it is responsible for the production of energy. In addition to that, learners also confuse the chemical equations for both processes. So now we are going to look at the equations for the last time. The first one is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. So this is photosynthesis and this is respiration. So now we are going to look at the difference between the two. For photosynthesis, the requirements are carbon dioxide and water. So carbon dioxide plus water with the help of sunlight and chlorophyll gives us glucose and oxygen as products. Whereas in respiration, these products are now requirements. So glucose plus oxygen will then give us energy, carbon dioxide, and water. So those are the products of respiration. So also try not to confuse the process of breathing and respiration. Breathing is the process of taking in air and taking it out. That is breathing. Whereas respiration takes place inside of the cell of animals and plants. So try not to confuse those two terms as well. So now we are going to look at our challenge question for this lesson. If respiration breaks down glucose to release energy using oxygen, can you then explain the difference between breathing and respiration? So if you are paying attention, well, there you go. Thank you so much for joining us for this lesson, and I'll see you next time.